Vocal range! Damn!
I am the War Chief.
Hello, my friends, and welcome. We are in session once again for yet another Hololive reaction. This time we have Okayu with a Vocaloid cover. It's called Gehenna. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, I actually have no idea what this sounds like because I feel like I'm in an odd group of people where my exposure to a lot of J-pop has really increased since diving into the rabbit hole last year. But before that, like, sure, I might have had I might be familiar with a handful of anime songs here and there, right? But I wasn't very familiar with the J-pop scene and all that stuff, with all of these songs, right? So all of a sudden, when I see a cover like this, it might as well be my first time hearing it, because it usually is. I don't really know what the originals sound like, but just a lack of exposure on my part. But we know what Okayu is capable of. He can hit those really smooth low pitches, and she can actually go really surprisingly high as well. So I'd like to see how this is gonna turn out. All right. As usual, we'll go through it once, just listening to it, and then we'll go through it a second time more slowly, with some pauses, and we're gonna find stuff to break down. All right. So with that, let's get this started. All right, here we go. Let's see. Unfortunately, we don't have CCs, so I'll have to rely on my very limited understanding of Japanese. But here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I really like this initial art. The thing with the Vocaloid songs is that it's such an incredible spectrum of range. Like, you can never tell what you'll expect. That trademark Okayu voice. That unique lower pitch of hers. There's like this slight raspiness to her vocal quality. I only noticed now, is that a knife? Ooh, wow. I just have this tendency, just want to sit down and listen to these when it's an Okayu cover. Vocal range! Damn! Ooh. Is that the highest I've heard her go? Amazing! And it's like, you've come to expect this kind of greatness from Okayu, right? And when it hits you, it still hits you like... For the second pass, I think I'm gonna open a lyric page for this, since it's a Vocaloid cover. Okay, that wasn't my YouTube. That was part of the video. Okay. There's so much shattered glass. I do want to understand what this means. Heart alcohol. PSA, friends. Oh. I didn't know she could hit those high notes. My god. It's a flow, isn't it? It's quite smooth. Like, she starts off her trademark low, smooth, slightly raspy, and then whoop, up goes that vocal tone. Just as I was saying. Oh, it's like a glitched out pixel art. Yeah. Aww. Who made her cry? Polcorone. I still don't quite understand what's going on. I really will need to take a look at the lyrics. Wow. Ooh. She is flexing her range in this one. And that instrumental that almost sounds like a fairground or a carnival or something. There's someone rapping. Huh. Oh, we're gonna react to this later. Don't you worry. Okay, for this second pass around, I decided to have the lyrics open on another window. It's not going to be shown on the video, but I have it open just so I can tell what's being said, right? That'll help me break it down better as well. All right, so let's go through this once more. So it's really this, I don't know, it's really this odd image that I can't really put my finger on, like, what is this all about, right? And hold on, you know what, I just noticed this, I noticed this earlier, but I didn't point it out. What is this thing over here on the upper left, right? That looks like some sort of crucifix of some sort? It's a plus, it's a cross, I don't know what it is. Hey, how are you? How's it going? Well, I want to quit it now. There's no prospect of recovery anymore. Don't ask me any... You see, that's the thing I noticed with a lot of Japanese songs, right? The beat, and how it sounds, like, this is one of those points where I regret that I'm not musically inclined enough or academically gifted enough in music terms to be able to fully express what I'm trying to say. But what I mean is the vibe and the feel of it all. The lyrics sound really happy, right? When they're just singing it like this. But then you go in and read a translation of what they're saying, and it ends up being depressing as all hell. I mean, Yoru ni Kakeru by Yorushika. Is that the right one? That one. Like, it sounds really upbeat, but the lyrics are so ouch or so oof, right? Shojore is another one of those. It sounds so upbeat and so happy, and then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, when you get a copyright, you're like, ugh. So I feel like this is one of those kinds of songs as well. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, this is just so much despair. Like she's just on the brink of giving up. Regret, estimation, a friendly talk, caregiving, joy, sharing. Surrender all. That's right. 100% my fault. The typical story. Is this some sort of social critique about the unhealthy work ethic in Japan? How a lot of people just end up giving up? I don't know. I wanted to realize plain and simple, killing the ideal of what it's supposed to be. Had enough, don't have the courage to leave, very deeper falling. Wanna stay alive. Every night, transparent summary suffocates my throat. The reality that caves in my lungs, irrationality and loneliness, you don't have to hate them. They all mean nothing. We all have to live. Very nihilistic. By the way, what happened to the one you were dating? Don't say anything anymore. Ooh. Ooh. Ouch. There is... Now I'm reading the lyrics here. There is so much deep-seated trauma in the writing of this song. Like, you wouldn't normally have lyrics that sound like they're just ready to give up on the world. Like, I would be, if my friends, if your friends, right, if they start saying stuff like this, wouldn't you be concerned for their mental health? Right? So, oof, as catchy and as cool as these songs are, and in as much as we should also be open to exploring all sorts of different topics, right? You can't help but feel concerned at the author's mindset, the writer's mindset, right? The artist, there we go, that's the right term. The artist's mindset at the time that they were writing the lyrics to this song, for them to write something that's this nihilistic, ready to give up on everything, as if they've lost all purpose, they've lost all hope. Oof. That's not a good place to be in. And I can't imagine what someone must have gone through to hit that kind of stage in their lives, right? Future jealousy, sense of failure. Wireless, I can't even hang myself up. See? It's like, I can't even, it's not that I can't hang up, I can't hang myself up. Assuming if there was a wire, right? Oof. I want to stay alive every night. The air in the future grab my throat. Flesh that deceives to be the organs. Happiness. The space. You don't have to be skeptical. They all don't change. We all don't have to know. Oh. Like, it says here, like, I want to stay alive, and yet they're also so ready to give up on everything. Oh my goodness. In the meantime, it now makes sense why... Hold on, let me pause here. It now makes sense why this piece of looks like pixel art is like distorted and blurry beyond recognition. Because that's probably... Let me rewind a little bit here. Like that. This is probably how the artist sees the world at this point. It's just a blurry mess of whatever, and they just have to go through it. They just have to live. There's almost no purpose behind it. They just do. Oof. And now that I see the lyrics about, becoming the gloomy water of the deep ocean, of the big ocean, falling deeper and deeper and deeper, right? So almost the shards of broken glass that are now petals, which now they look like flower petals, but are also droplets of water. And this is pretty much a more literal, artistic depiction of what it must be like to fall deeper and deeper, right? And the shattered glass is constantly reminding us of probably their perceptions just constantly getting shattered, all that stuff. The Bible called DNA. You don't have to hate on your instinct and fears. Nothing will ever change. Right? They're constantly clashing with each other, and no wonder Okayu is crying. Can we pause here a little bit just to appreciate this art? Like, I've always been a fan of this. I'm not even sure what art style you would exactly call this, but it's almost like a bit more minimalistic. It's not highly, it's not super detailed, but it's mostly lines, and all the colors are very muted, right? They're all very pulled back, and I would guess, I would say that um, all of these muted, like pulled back colors, there's not much saturation going on here. I think it's also a perfect representation of how, if you're someone who's lost a lot of purpose in life, like the way you see, it's almost like the color from the world, right? The vibrant colors have been taken away. And all you see now is like, you see the world in gloomy grays, browns, these colors that aren't very bright nor joyful, right? Nor do they inspire much confidence. I want to stay alive. There's no hope ahead, but I want to stay alive. My instinct comes in red. I want to stay alive. I don't want to stay alive. It's so unfortunate, but we all have to live. I'm sorry I deceived you. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. And this is so sad, but only suffering is the bond. Wow. Yeah, I could hear when she said Kizuna, that's the bond. Random rapping. Okay, now this is just gonna zoom out. But yeah, when we look at that, it's almost like I want to stay alive, but I don't actually. I'm sorry I deceived you by saying I wanted to stay alive. But we all have to live. It's like constant clashing, and the only thing that this person has in common with everyone else around them is that in a way everyone is suffering, and that is the only bond that they share. Oof, that's a really sad life, if I'm being honest here. That is really painful. Yeah. Before this gets way too sad and a little too deep into the human psyche, let's. I think this is a good spot to cut this analysis, right? I was open to the possibility of the lyrics of that song being a little bit depressing or a little bit dark, but I did not expect it to go to a place like that. I'm not saying I'm not comfortable with talking about those kinds of topics, but it's more like given how upbeat and how the art was and all that stuff, right? And how it sounded, like I said, it sounded upbeat, a bit more positive, and then you go through the lyrics and you're like, whoa, that's a spiral and a half. Yeah. I really hope that the artist who wrote this song is in a good mental health space, because if any one of my friends started writing a song and these were the lyrics, I would be immensely um, concerned for their well being. So, it also goes to show. I know these times have been hard for everyone, and I feel like a lot of us have found refuge in the joy that Hololive gives us. Right? It's why I think they've received they received a spike, a boom in popularity, especially over the past year or so. Right? So many of them have now hit 1 million subs, when, like, was it just last year they were concerned about just hitting 150 something, for some of them, right? 150K. But now this is where we are, right? But this is also a little PSA that you know when the going gets tough in terms of mental health, um please do seek help, right? In as much as your friends will listen to you and you have loving family and all that stuff, sometimes these people are not equipped well enough to be able to give you the assistance that you might require. So, really, there's no shame in seeking out help. There's no shame in admitting that it's tough, especially now, right? So, on that note, I wish everyone the best of health. I wish that all of you are able to take care of yourselves and you stay well. So, that was my 2 cents. I hope you enjoyed that. Please remember to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments below what you thought. And maybe if there are more covers or anything else you want me to react to. And with that, I would say our session is adjourned. Once again, everybody, please take care of yourselves in these times. I will see you in the next one. This is Senator Warchief signing out.